Hey guys, Mike here over in Taiwan. I'm going to talk a little bit about trust because of the TV show I've been watching, because of the friends I've been making. So I think I've been watching videos about this dude. He's like a CIA ex-operative. It's kind of weird. I don't really want to delve too much into it, but one of the things he talked about is basically going to a conservative town if you're trying to like avoid like somebody who's trying to come after you and blah blah blah. And this kind of is like a very worst case scenario. Sorry, I had to sneeze there for a second. Yeah, so like it's like a worst case scenario. Nobody really wants to have that situation where like somebody's like running after you so much that like you gotta like basically uplift your life and then get out of there, right? But and there's some type of like tidbits in there that he said like once you're done with your old life and you need to get away and blah blah blah, like don't do things like don't go to the bank, don't go to an airport, don't go to like some type of concert or like baseball game, because there's basically cameras pointing at you everywhere, so they're gonna say, there you go, there's Tom, there's Sally, whatever it is, and then they can find you again. But that's not the point. The point is that going to these like basically conservative towns and then like earning cash. And I don't care about that point, but the point is that, you know, they just they take you at face value. They just, yeah, you say like, hi, my name is whatever, blah blah blah, and you go there and you go to work, and there's nothing. There's after that, you know, maybe you might work there for 5 years and then you get out of there, and people are like, oh yeah, I used to know him. Yeah, he was like a good worker, blah blah blah, and you're like, well, did you know that I don't know, somebody was trying to find him because his wife or his ex something, blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. So but then they don't really care, right? Because I mean, that's like, it's basically a place to go where you can escape your past, is what I'm trying to say. And these places where you know, people, they trust other people and whatever, you might say that it's a temporary thing. It's just kind of like something that you can do for a little bit of time, but then eventually people, I mean, the past is going to catch up to you and blah blah blah. But you know, who knows? You know, people give this type of like kind of empty advice all the time, and you know, where does it do? Where does it get them? You know, maybe you might live there for like 25 years and then nobody, like, I guess, finds out about how, you know, I don't know, maybe you stole some microchips or something like that, right? And I think everybody in a way, they have like kind of like these ghosts and skeletons that they want to, you know, there's kind of like the classic high school effect where, you know, people, they want to just say like, yeah, that's not me anymore. I used to know this girl, Julia, who, she was really tall, but her face was just kind of meh. But and I shouldn't be like so derogatory towards her, because, you know, she's probably a really nice person. The point is that I know that she did something like with her eyes or something, and like some surgery and blah blah blah. But you know, maybe she was a successful model. I don't know. Everybody changes for the better or for the worse. I don't really know. You know, I just saw this really quick video about how this guy was saying, if you feel that you constantly have to do things like by yourself, without the help of anybody, you feel kind of like that you can't give part of yourself away. It's like that fear of being vulnerable, and you know, I can totally relate to that. I feel like these days, a lot of people, they kind of into that idea that everything that they have to do is by themselves. Otherwise, somebody's going to probably stab them in the back or something. And I don't know. I've just had like lots of like just weird experiences. The thing is that in Taiwan, what you got to understand is like kind of like the foreigner situation. You know, you're basically here to do a job, and there's only like certain people who can keep up with you and speak your language and whatever, right? And you'll know that kind of like the immigrant effect when, like, say you move to another country like Canada or whatever, and like nobody speaks your language except for your own people. But in my case with English, then people will say some like really weird stuff. Like I used to have like these coworkers at my first job. They would just keep muttering on about how they have so much privilege here and blah blah blah. And I mean, that's good for them, but what does that do for other people? And how does that make other people feel when you gotta stomp all over them all the time? It's not nice. I had some people that would just kind of get too close, not really physically, but just kind of emotionally, and they would just like tell me like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Be nicer to people. I think as a rule of thumb, you should probably be nicer to people when you go like someplace. But when you're so nice to people that it just kind of like overruns the things that you're doing in your life, I think that you're probably doing something wrong. And that's what I was kind of doing. So I just block, delete this person from my life. He was a nice guy, but I just think that people they don't really understand what I'm here and what I'm doing, so I just leave it be. And it makes me feel uncomfortable, I guess, too. I think that talking to you guys and having like a video like this is, in a way, it's a little bit of therapy, because I feel like if, I got the subtitles here going, and you could slow down the video if you want to, speed it up if you want to. I usually just speed up my videos so that I could just get to the point of what they're talking about. I've been probably messing around a little bit too much with celebrity talk, and because the thing is that I don't care in the long run, but it's kind of funny seeing the ups and downs of other people going through some things. I guess the reason why Jennie from Blackpink like wears sunglasses all the time is because her sunglasses cost like $319 or something, and every time that she wears them in her concert, the sales from them are like go up by the price of a small house. It's crazy, dude. Like, I don't know, whatever. It's like they have this like rumor online. She has like really sensitive eyes and blah blah blah, and it's like, why do I care? I do like watching like their little videos of pre-debut stage from some of these like K-pop idols and stuff. Like they just look like regular like normal people, and it's weird, but they have like this goal and this dream and this desire to succeed in in like a whole industry that is just super like Shark Tank, like super dragons everywhere, and and they did it right. And it's kind of like every time that they open up like some app on the internet, and they could just see stories about them, and it's terrible. I would never want to be like that. I don't want to have like everybody like talking about me all the time. I mean, it's in a way it's kind of a good problem to have. Like you look at like Tom Cruise or something, he's got like a humongous ego, but at the same time, people say, hey, you're short, and your life is a mess, and he's like, you know what, I don't care, right? So and he's basically crying all the way to the bank, right? So who cares about that? Guys, I feel like that there's so much to do. I'm at the age where I'm at, you're at the age where you're at, and it's time to like really like step out of your comfort zone. That video that I was watching about kind of like the ego death or whatever, you put yourself out there, and even though it might look like really silly or whatever it is, I guess that's another reason why people watch those videos of just normal people who maybe they have a dad bod, and they just go dance in like the middle of like Times Square or whatever in New York City, and I don't want to necessarily do that. I'll do my dancing thing. I mean, I can't dance. I don't really care that much about like showing off to everybody though. But the point is that you got to put yourself out there, because at one point in time, your time is going to be up, and you're basically facing yourself. I had this quote that I put on my social media that your future self is watching, so make them proud, or something to paraphrase. And I mean, yeah, it's true in a way. You don't necessarily have to kind of think of it that way, but do your best, do the good job, do what you want to do, and make yourself happy. I have a list of like 20 things that I wanted to do in this morning. I think I probably did about half of them already, and I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna go drink some water. Hopefully that this is useful for you in one way, shape, or form. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.